Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me today for a quick baseball card rummage video. Been kind of reorganizing my home office slash hobby space and gathering up all the cards that I've shown here on the channel. Have those all organized, and I have lots of stuff that I've still not managed to find the time to show, even 2 years in here. So decided kind of a fun way to get through a chunk of it anyway would be to just grab a stack out of one of these monster boxes of all baseball. This is going to be a fully baseball episode, and just kind of thumb through these like I would have done when I was a kid. I think there's definitely a bit of variety in here. Some vintage, some modern, a lot of star players, and we'll just kind of probably break these into 2 chunks and hack through them and look at some highlights. So we're going to start off with a 94 Stadium Club Roger Clemens. I think from a quick glance, so here's the base card. And then this one is the gold rainbow or golden rainbow parallel, which is very obvious to spot between the Stadium Club logo and the last name, both being in gold rainbow foil. But love this set. I know this design is very polarizing, but I was at a very impressionable age. I was 11 years old in the summer of '94 when we were ripping open packs of this. So I have very fond memories of the '94 Stadium Club set. There's a Hawk Andre Dawson. This is from Upper Deck Fun Pack. Big fan of this. I love Topps Kids, Upper Deck Fun Pack, like anything that's actually marketed towards kids, because that's how we all got started, or most of us anyway. After a couple Red Sox, here's a Ken Griffey Jr. Classic card from 1990. I used to have these board games as a kid, and of course collected the accompanying cards. I still enjoy those. And here's another flavor of the Griffey from the yellow or traded, I think it is, set. So those are just perfectly 1990. Just the color scheme and the design, love those. And of course, those are second year Griffey cards, so not valuable, but pretty neat. Here's another set that was a pretty big deal back in 1990, the inaugural Leaf release, or at least as its own standalone release, and not just the Canadian version of Donruss. Got a Nolan Ryan here. Just love this clean design, and it had the Frank Thomas and Sammy Sosa rookies, and then Barry Bonds. So a couple of the best on both sides of the baseball there. And then George Brett as well. So a nice trio of 90 Leaf. Some 90 Score. I had a factory set of this that I got as a kid. Nice design, even though it's not really worth anything. Don Mattingly and a Juan Gonzalez rookie card. RBI machine Juan Gonzalez. This whole stack isn't junk wax, I promise. Or boom wax, I should say. Boom era. So stay with me. Here's a 91 Ultra Griffey. First Ultra set. Mo Vaughn AAA card from Line Drive. Great card there. Kenny Lofton as well. I think I got these out of some discount packs at an LCS, or my LCS back in the day. There's a no-hit club Nolan Ryan. Just some of those awesome subset cards that we had in those early Score sets. Same here. Cooperstown card. I remember those pretty vividly. There's a 92 Donruss Griffey and a set that I adore, 1992 Fleer Ultra. We got that same design across the 4 major sports. Love that Griffey. We'll put that one up in the background. There's a Leaf Nolan Ryan from a year or 2 later. I think this is maybe 92. 92 Score Griffey. Nice clean design. I always like that card. But a 92 Donruss Diamond King. I think this might be 93 even. But there's a nice Diamond Kings Griffey. Tim Wakefield Ultra Rookie. This is a great card. The longtime knuckleballer. That great Fleer Ultra rookie ribbon that as kids, signified a future $1,000 card. So there's a nice look at 92 and 93 Ultras side by side there. Let's get a little more into the stack. It's another 93 Ultra Griffey. And actually, with apologies to Tim Wakefield, we'll put the 2 Griffies up there. Here's a great set. Studio. I think this is 93 Studio. These facsimile signatures that were done in rainbow foil are just awesome. So I love the team jersey in the background. Simple player, full bleed, very minimal design, but just really lets that rainbow foil autograph just shine. So great Nolan Ryan there. As you can tell, there are certain players that I sort of gravitate towards in this era. Nolan Ryan and Griffey being 2 of them. Here's a great gold Bo Jackson here with the Chicago White Sox. Nice profile shot. Love these Pro Vision cards. And this one is very, very bizarre. These are pretty trippy. I don't know what's going on here. Gwynn is looking in a baseball book that's got a rainbow coming out of it. He's almost got a halo of baseballs. Between the halo and the Padres jersey being turned into a robe of sorts, he almost looks kind of angelic. So just a very interesting card. I enjoy the artwork on these, and they're just perfect for the decade they came from, the 1990s. Here's a 94 Ken Griffey Jr. and a 94 Topps Ryan, this being the gold. So pretty awesome. Gold's not being numbered back then, but still a great parallel. Here's a gold rainbow Ripken, very similar to the Roger Clemens that we saw at the beginning of the stack. And then a Kirby Puckett Electric Diamonds. I got, again, just more great foil. One of the things I really, really love about the 90s was the judicious use of, foil and holograms and all kinds of cool stuff like that. Here's a hitting machine insert of Griffey. So quite a bit of Griffey in this stack. I don't have a ton of his stuff, at least not anything high value, but just love his cards. Here's another great one, Emotion. Although I do kind of question Skybox here because, the whole point of this set was they would list an emotion that the player was experiencing in the photo. And I don't really think Junior is an emotion, but it's still a cool card. And then here's another one. This is a promo, another thing that's perfectly 90s promotional sample. Cal Ripken Jr. from the Emotion set as well. Let me pick up the rest of this stack. So I am a total sucker for like 3D lenticular type cards. So here is a Hammer Team insert from Sportflix. We're kind of into like the mid 90s now. I think this is a 95 card. Here's a 95 Studio. I love these. This is the gold version. They also made a platinum, I think it was, which was like kind of silver in color. But love these where they made the stats look like the credit card number, rounded the corners. These really have that credit card look and feel, the thickness. You got your stripe on the back for swiping. Like, it's just a really creative idea to do a sort of credit card themed insert. So I love these and happy to have that Tony Gwynn. Probably came out of a quarter box back in the day or something. Here's another 3D type card. You can see these pinwheels in motion here. Cyclone Squad. This is from the Sportflix UC3 set in 95, and this entire set and all the inserts was this, lenticular 3D type design. So very, very cool there. It looks like I have a few of these. Here's the Raul Mondesi, Rafi Palmeiro. The penny sleeves kind of wrinkle around these over time, so these aren't presenting as well on video as they are in hand. But lastly, Joe Carter, but really fun cards. Here's a cool one, Smoke and Heat Pedro. So I feel like I've shown a couple Pedros recently on the channel, but love his stuff. I love his Expos stays stuff, just as much as I do the Red Sox, honestly. And just a cool idea for an insert there from Fleer. Got a couple minor league cards next. These are from, it looks like SP Top Prospects. These are die cut cards, and they're also sort of that foil card stock. So a couple quick stories here. This is a Beloit Snappers card here of Jeff D'Amico. Even though I didn't know anything about this team, I actually had a Snappers hat in high school because I thought the logo of the turtle, with the backwards cap and the bat was just so cool. So I had that hat in high school, at least until I lost it out the window of my friend's car. I think sometime around junior year, but there's definitely pictures of me growing up around that age where I have that Snappers cap on. Then this one is really cool. There are a couple of these in here, but this is a Scott Romano card, not valuable. But what I love about it is, and it's probably going to be hard to come across on video here, but it's a Norwich Navigators card. And they were a AA franchise that supported, obviously, the New York Yankees in the mid-90s. And they were only about 20 minutes from where I grew up. So we would oftentimes, in the summer, take a family trip over there and catch a Norwich Navigators game in the evening. At the time, it was named Dodd Stadium. Really nice, intimate minor league ballpark. And I have a lot of great memories of being there with my brothers and my parents and later my sister, and just enjoyed a lot of fun nights in that ballpark. So I'm a Navigators fan. Here's another Navigator, Nick Del Vecchio. And he was arguably the best player on the team during their first couple seasons in Norwich. So I remember him by name. So this card to me, this is probably a 10-cent card, but the memories that are tied up in this and kind of the nostalgia factor, this is like almost borderline priceless. Certainly, probably one of the more satisfying dime box pickups I've ever made in my whole entire collecting career. Then we close out with another Navigators, at least for the minor league portion, Ramiro Mendoza, longtime MLB reliever who came up through the Navigators organization. And I'm pretty sure somewhere here at Shoebox Legends headquarters, I have a very embarrassing photo of myself as like a preteen standing next to Ramiro Mendoza at the Norwich Navigators Stadium. So I'll see if I can dig that up, and if I can, I'll set this card aside and embarrass myself in a future video. Moving on, here's a beautiful Fleer Ultra Gold Medallion Vlad, and look at the nameplate on this. These were like, I'm pretty sure these were 1 per pack parallels, and I wish we would get something that looked like this from Topps here in 2023. Like, that is just a gorgeous card. One of the most fun players to watch really ever. So I love that one. And again, like a lot of these, I think came out of dime boxes. You know, maybe the way the hobby is now, they're quarter box cards. I don't know, but point being, they are certainly not expensive. Here's a Metal Universe Nomo, Hideo Nomo. It's hard to describe to people who weren't around in like the mid-90s what a big deal this guy was in the hobby. He actually ended up having a very long and respectable, I should say, career. But when he first transitioned to the United States with the Dodgers, he was like just the absolute buzz of the hobby. I know myself as a early teenager in the mid-90s, like I wanted Nomo cards for sure when I was opening packs. So I just thought this was a cool way to remember that. Next up, we've got another Nomo here. This is a Hardball Galaxy card from that same metal set. I think that's actually just a subset, not an insert, but it's kind of a cartoon version of Nomo there. And then we've got a Diamond Heroes Metal Universe Griffey. Love that. This is made to look kind of like a comic book, which I love. There is more modern takes on the comic book motif that I think also work well. So I'd love to put this alongside some of those. I'll have to set that to the side. Almost to the end here. Here's a nice shiny Nolan Ryan. I just kept this obviously because I like Nolan Ryan and I love rainbow foil cards. So nice Upper Deck victory there. Here's one more Norwich Navigators that was hiding out in there. Nick Johnson, who also went on to play with the Yankees and stick around in the majors for quite a few years. That's a neat one. And then I love this card. I know others have talked about this as well, but from the 91 score set, the Griffies. Like, everything about this was just perfectly executed. The photo that was selected, the fact that they did black and white and put it on, black border card with white text, it just looks really, really nice. I guess we're getting a lot of examples in this video of cards, from the Boom Wax era that aren't worth investing in to make a profit, but are just so fun to have in your collection. And to me, that's really what the hobby's about at the end of the day, other concerns aside. So just really happy to have this Griffey's card. We'll put that one up as well. And then just 3 cards to close it out here from the lovely 1954 Bowman set. So I am slowly accumulating this, have them all stored in a box, and I'll be shuffling these 3 in with my existing at the end of this video. So we have Gil Cohn for the Washington Senators, Del Ennis. Look at that smile. Love that card. I mean, even from this era, like even the common cards are just so beautiful. That is a great Del Ennis. And then we close out today's video with a Ferris Fane for the Chicago White Sox. So that is a wrap. That's the little pile that I grabbed for today's rummage. Hope you saw a couple things that were interesting to you. I'm going to call it here and get to filing these away. But as you know, I'll be back in the very near future, as always, with some more sports card content. Till then, take care and enjoy the hobby, everybody.